Hello students, good morning all of you. I am Anamika, your bio teacher with the same chapter, that is chapter 2, nutrition in animals. And you are reading about the digestion in humans, that means the different organs which helps in the digestion. So today we will read about the large intestine. So let's recap the previous topic, what you have read in the previous class. So that means in the previous lecture you have read about the digestion in a small intestine. So what are the various parts of the small intestine like duodenum, jejunum and ileum. So this is the part duodenum, that is the part that connects to the stomach, and ileum that finally connects to the large intestine. And as you know that in the small intestine the digestion of food that is completed. The complete digestion occurs in a small intestine, and for this it receives some juices from and enzymes from the different types of the glands, and some juices are also secreted by the intestinal wall, which helps in the complete digestion of the each and every components of the food. So that means in a small intestine, after digestion what happen? Absorption and assimilation of the digested food, and in this the role of villi, that is very important. Villi plays a very important role. As you know that villi, that is the finger like projection which is present in the inner wall of the small intestine, and it mainly increases the surface area for the absorption of the food. And after absorption, food reaches to the, it mixes with the blood and reaches to each and every parts of the body, where it is utilized for obtaining energy, for growth, for repairment of the damaged body parts. So in this way, that means in a small intestine digestion complete. But have you ever think about that all the food that we eat are not digested? Okay, some are, that means left as the undigested food. So the food that is digested, that mix with the blood. But what happened to the undigested food materials? So that is a big question. So that's why we are reading the about the large intestine, in which we will read about that how, that means what happens to the undigested food materials. So first you should know about the large intestine. So large intestine, that is also known as ball, large ball, and that is the last part of the gastrointestinal tract. Gastrointestinal tract, that means the complete tract from the, you can say the alimentary canal from the mouth up to the anus. So that means the large intestine, that is the last part. Okay, it is further, it has various parts also, later on we will discuss about that, and it is wider. So when you will that means compare the small intestine and large intestine. So a small intestine, that is somehow like this coiled structure, but large intestine, that is comparatively wider. It is wider than a small intestine, but it is shorter. That means it is that means the length of the large intestine, that is shorter than a small intestine. It is about 1.5 meter in length and few inches in I think 3 inches in diameter. So let's see that what are the various parts of the large intestine. So first is cecum. Second is colon, and colon is the largest part of the large intestine. Third is rectum, and finally anal canal, which ends to the last part, that is anus, which helps in the egestion of the undigested food. And right now I told you that colon, that is the largest part of the large intestine. This is the diagram of the large intestine. So let's see what are the various parts, where it is located. So I think this is the ileum. This part, this is called ileum, which is the last part of the small intestine, and here one valve is present, that is called ileocecal valve. And do you know what is the role of this valve? Wall prevent the backflow of the food, undigested food. That means after entering to the large intestine, wall prevent it from, that means going to the again from small intestine. So this is the role of the valve. I think you have read about the valve in heart also. In heart also two valves are present, bicuspid, tricuspid, mainly between the two chambers, and other valves are also there. So this is the role of the ileocecal valve. This part, this is called cecum. This part is known as cecum. And this is appendix. And this is called appendix. And these two parts, cecum and appendix, these are mainly, you can say, not so as useful as in the human. In ruminant, mainly the role of the appendix and cecum. In cecum, cellulose digesting bacteria is present, which is absent in humans, and which helps in the digestion of cellulose in herbivorous animals. And appendix, that is a vestigial organ in humans. So after that, this part, this is called colon. This is colon, the whole part. This is called colon, but the name is different. This is known as ascending colon. This part, this is called ascending colon. I think you have read about in the maths ascending order, descending order. So why it is called ascending colon? Because the undigested food that moves upward. So in this part, that means undigested food that moves upward. So that's why it is called ascending colon, and the movement is slow here. The movement in ascending colon, that is slow. After that, this part, this is called transverse colon. This part is known as transverse colon, and here the movement is fast. And this part, this is called descending colon. That means it goes downward. So that's why this part, this is known as descending colon. Okay, and this part, this is called sigmoid colon. This part is known as sigmoid colon. So that becomes complicated. So that's why. So this is known as sigmoid colon. Sigmoid, that means S-shaped structure. So this is the sigmoid colon. And this part, this is called rectum, where feces store. This is called anal canal. This is anal canal. And finally anus. So in this way, these are the different parts of the large intestine. So what is the role? Do you know that in large intestine various microorganisms are also present? You can see the trillions of microorganisms or bacteria that is present in the large intestine. And what is the role of this bacteria? They play a very important role. They helps in the digestion of food. Some food, those who are not digested in a small intestine, actually the bacteria, they ferment that food item. And some bacteria, they also helps in the formation of vitamin K. So that means in our intestine, you can say the trillions of the useful bacteria are present here. And the muscles of the large intestine, that is also very, you just imagine that there will be one sheet of paper and it should be crushed like this. So this is the structure of large intestine. Okay, and this is made up of, right now I told you that special types of muscle. And what is the role of this muscle? When food, undigested food that passes through this colon, So when you can say the undigested food passes through this colon, actually the muscles of the large intestine, it absorb the excess of the water from the undigested food. So muscle which are present here, it absorbs excess of the water, and in this way, and some electrolytes, that means the salt that is present in the food, that is also absorbed by these muscles. And after that, after reaching to this part, actually the water content becomes very less, and that is in the form of feces, it is collected here. So in rectum there is the temporary storage of the feces, and after that through anal canal, okay, it feces goes downward, and through anus it is, that means, removed from our body. So this is the complete process of digestion in humans. The digested food that mix with the blood after absorption and assimilation, and the undigested food materials that removes from our body. And that means the whole process, that means from the eating and finally, that means removing the undigested food material, it takes about 36 hours in complete digestion and the removal of the waste materials. And various, you can say, the various abnormal activities, that various, you can say, the disorder may occurs, or problems may occurs in our body if the movement of bowel will not that means happen regularly or in proper manner. So what are the different types of the problems? So let's see first the function of the large intestine. So what are the function of large intestine? Its function is to absorb water and some salts from the undigested food materials. Right now I told you, formation and storage of the feces, and fermentation of some of the indigestible food matter by bacteria. The ileocecal valve that controls the entry of the materials from the last part of the small intestine called the ileum. And the bacteria that is present in large intestine also helps in the formation of vitamin K. And I have discussed earlier that in the large intestine of the ruminants, actually mainly in cecum, cellulose digesting bacteria are present, which helps in the digestion of cellulose. So what are the problems occurs due to irregular bowel movement? Constipation. Actually due to the fast movement of the muscles of the large intestine, it may absorb excess of the water, and due to this what happen? Constipation may occurs, and diarrhea. And if that means the very slow movement of muscles will happen, then it will absorb less water, then what will be happen? Passage of the watery stool, and that is called diarrhea. So that's all for today's topic. I think that should be clear to each and everyone. Thank you, students.